If you've ever climbed into bed still wired, still replaying your day in your head, even after a hot shower, what I'm about to show you might be the most important 20 minutes of your evening. Because a shower and a bath are not the same thing, not even close. One cleans your skin, the other resets your entire nervous system. And most people in the West have never once made that distinction. In Japan, there's a ritual for the end of the day. Slow, deliberate, almost sacred. 20 minutes done a specific way that quiets the body long after the water drains. Not a vague idea of relaxing, not scented candles and hoping for the best. A precise ritual practiced for generations that you can start tonight. And if you're watching this, some part of you already knows your evening's needed. Here's what's coming. Number 4 is the order you actually enter the water. And in traditional Japanese homes, the same bathwater is used by the whole family one after another. Not out of necessity, out of respect. Once you understand why, you'll never look at your solo 5-minute shower the same way again. Number 6 is a boundary most people in the West have never set for themselves, not once. A window of time so specific, so protected, that it changes what the water is even for. And the final one ties everything together. It reframes every single item before it. Most people miss it completely because it isn't about the bath at all. Stay until the end, because that last one is the difference between a bath that relaxes you and a ritual that actually closes your day. Number 1. Separate cleaning from soaking. Think about your shower right now. You step in, you wash your hair, scrub your body, rinse off the day, and somewhere in there you also try to relax. 2 jobs, 1 stream of water, 7 minutes, done. It's efficient. It's also why you rarely feel truly calm when you step out. In Japan, those 2 acts are never combined, never. Before anyone enters the tub, they sit on a small stool beside it and wash completely, hair, skin, everything, using a handheld shower or a bucket. Only once the body is clean does a person step into the water, and that water stays untouched by soap, by shampoo, by any of it. This is the heart of Ofuro, the traditional Japanese bathing ritual. Ofuro isn't about getting clean, it's about what happens after you're already clean, the slow, still soak that follows. Cleansing is a separate, practical act. Soaking is the sacred one. Here's what that separation actually does. When the water has one single purpose, your mind gets one single purpose too. You're not scrubbing and unwinding at the same time, torn between 2 jobs. You're simply sitting. Still, warm, done with the doing. Most people in the West have merged these 2 acts for so long they don't realize they're doing 2 things at once and asking their body to relax while it's still working. But separating them is only the beginning because the temperature of that water matters just as much as what you do in it. Number 2, stop turning up the heat. Many people crank the shower until it's nearly scalding. Skin turns pink, steam fills the room. It feels intense, almost punishing, like the heat is proof that something is finally happening, as if discomfort were the same thing as relief. Japan takes the opposite approach. Bathwater is kept between 38 and 40 degrees Celsius. That's about 100 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm, not hot. Precise almost to the degree, because that narrow range is where the body actually shifts out of stress and into rest. This precision reflects Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous, tiny improvement. Kaizen isn't about dramatic overhauls or forcing a result. It's about small, exact adjustments made consistently that quietly produce a better outcome over time. A few degrees make the difference between a bath that shocks your system and one that calms it. Too hot and your heart rate spikes, your skin stresses, and your body stays on alert. Held in that narrow, calibrated range, your muscles loosen, your breathing slows on its own. You don't have to try to relax. The temperature does the work for you. Most people in the West have never once measured their bathwater. They just guess and turn the dial until it feels like something is happening. But temperature alone won't quiet a mind that's still checking a phone every 90 seconds. And what you do or don't do with your hands during those 20 minutes matters more than almost anything else. Number 3, put the phone down, all the way down. For most people, a bath is just another place to be productive. Phone propped on the edge of the tub, a show playing, maybe scrolling through messages you didn't get to today. The water is warm, but the mind never actually leaves the day behind. In Japan, bathing is treated as a quiet, solitary act. No phone, no screen, no sound but water. It isn't seen as boring or wasted time, it's seen as necessary, the one part of the day where nothing is required of you except to sit still. This is ma, the Japanese concept of negative space, the power of emptiness, silence, and pauses. Ma isn't the absence of something, it's a presence in its own right, the space between notes that makes music mean something. Without pauses, there's only noise. Your mind works the same way. It needs pauses to actually process the day, not just move past it. Fill every quiet moment with a screen, and you never give your nervous system the pause it's been waiting for since morning. Most people in the West have never sat in silence for 20 full minutes. Not once, not on purpose. And here's what nobody talks about. That silence isn't empty. It's where the actual relaxing happens. But in a Japanese household, this silence rarely means being alone because of who gets to use that water next. But what we're about to cover next, most people in the West have never even considered it. Number 4, the order you enter the water. In most Western homes, everyone showers separately. Their own water, their own time, their own drain. Private, independent. Nobody thinks twice about it because that's simply how bathing works. One person, one stream of water, start to finish. In many traditional Japanese homes, the same bathwater is used by the entire family, one person after another, and there's an order to it. Guests first, then the eldest, then, in turn, down through the household. Everyone washes and rinses completely before ever entering that shared tub, so the water itself stays clean for the next person. This isn't about saving water, though it does. It's wa, the Japanese value of harmony, built through small, daily acts of deference toward the people around you. Wa shows up less in grand gestures and more in tiny decisions, made quietly, that put the group ahead of the self. Think about what that order actually says. Someone chose to enter that water after you, in water you shared, without complaint. Every person in that sequence is being considered before you ever step in. That's not sacrifice, that's care, built directly into the architecture of an ordinary evening. Most people in the West have spent their whole lives bathing entirely alone, without ever wondering what a shared, ordered ritual might feel like instead. But knowing the order is only half of it, because how long you stay in that water matters just as much as who came before you. Number 5, give it an actual boundary. Most people either rush, 5 minutes, rinse, done, back to the to-do list, or they soak with no limit at all, losing track of time until the water turns cold and they climb out feeling more depleted than before. Neither one has a real edge to it. Neither one is protected. In Japan, the bath is often held to roughly 20 minutes, not rushed, not endless, a defined container, entered on purpose and left on purpose. The boundary itself is part of the ritual. It tells the mind exactly how long it's allowed to simply exist, with nothing else required. This reflects Ichigo ichie, a Japanese phrase meaning one time, one meeting. It's the idea that this exact moment, this exact bath on this exact night, will never happen again in quite the same way, so it deserves your full presence while it's here. A boundary doesn't shrink an experience, it protects it. 20 minutes with a clear beginning and end lets you actually surrender to the water, instead of half relaxing while some part of you tracks the clock or wonders if you're allowed to stay. Most people in the West treat rest as something to grab in stolen minutes, whenever there happens to be time left over. But even a perfectly timed soak can end abruptly, and how you leave the water matters just as much as how long you stayed in it. Number 6. Don't rush the exit. Most people climb straight out of a hot bath or shower, grab a towel, and head into cool air within seconds. The body goes from one extreme to another almost instantly. It's a small shock, but a shock all the same, and it tends to snap you right back into alertness, straight out of the calm you just spent 20 minutes building. In Japan, the transition out of the water is unhurried. A robe, often a yukata, goes on first. Movements slow down. There's no immediate rush toward the next task, the next room, the next thing on the list. The body is allowed to cool gradually, the same way it was allowed to warm gradually. This reflects Yohaku no Bi, the beauty of empty space, the quiet stretch of time right after something meaningful ends before the next thing begins. It's not a gap to fill quickly. It's considered one of the most valuable parts of the entire experience. Skip this, and you undo some of what the bath just gave you. The calm gets interrupted before it has a chance to settle into the body. Protect it, even for a few unhurried minutes, and that stillness carries with you long after the water's drained. Most people in the West treat the moment right after a bath as nothing, dead time between one activity and the next. But there's one final step that Japan takes before that stillness is complete, and it happens before anyone even leaves the water. Before we go further, take a moment right now to think about how your evenings actually end. Not how you wish they ended, how they really end. Phone in hand, half-watched shows, bed, still wired, still replaying the day. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people in the West have never once thought to close their day on purpose. And there's still one piece of this ritual we haven't covered, the one that reframes everything you've just heard. Most people miss it completely because it isn't about the water at all. Save it for last, because that one changes how you see every item before it. Number 7. Don't just pull the plug and move on. Most people end a bath the same way they end almost everything else, abruptly. Water drains, towel goes on, attention shifts straight to whatever's next. There's no beat, no pause, no acknowledgement that anything just happened at all. In Japan, before leaving the water, there's often a quiet moment of acknowledgement. Nothing elaborate, no ceremony, no words spoken aloud, just a brief pause, a settling of the breath, a silent recognition that the day is genuinely over now, and the water helped carry it away. This connects to Misogi, a traditional Japanese practice of purification, the idea that water can wash away more than dirt. It can wash away the residue of a hard day, the tension, the noise, the parts of you that don't need to follow you into sleep. That one small pause matters more than it seems. Without it, the bath is just a task you completed. With it, the bath becomes a closing, a clear, felt line between the day that happened and the rest that's coming. You've been ending your days for years without ever marking that line. Japan built a whole ritual around drawing it. Most people in the West go from bath to bed without a single beat in between, and wonder why their mind is still running when their head hits the pillow. But there's one final piece still ahead, the one that ties every single item together, and it isn't really about the bath at all. Number 8. And this is the part that changes how you see everything else. Here's what nobody talks about. In the West, most people treat bathing as a morning task, something to get done before the day starts so you feel presentable, clean, awake, ready. A shower is preparation. It's the beginning of something. In Japan, the bath happens at night. And once you understand why, every single item before this one makes a different kind of sense. It was never about getting clean. Getting clean is what happens on the little stool before you even step into the water. The bath itself, warm, silent, unhurried, 20 minutes long, exists for one purpose only: to close the day. This is Ofuro in its fullest sense, not just a ritual bath, but a whole philosophy of ending things properly. A morning shower prepares you to face the world. A night bath releases you from it. Two completely different jobs, and the West has been using one tool to try to do both. Think back through everything you just heard: the separation of washing and soaking, the precise temperature, the silence, the order, the boundary, the slow exit, the quiet close. None of it was really about hygiene. All of it was about marking a clear, deliberate ending to a day that would otherwise just bleed into the next one unfinished. You've been washing yourself for years. Japan cracked the ending centuries ago, and once you bathe at night instead of the morning, you're not just getting clean, you're finally closing the door on today. Tonight, you have a choice. You can shower the way you always have, quick, functional, over before you've even noticed it happened. Or you can try something different. Wash first. Warm water, not scalding. No phone, no rush. 20 minutes, held on purpose, then a slow, unhurried exit into stillness. It doesn't require a Japanese bathtub. It doesn't require anything you don't already have. Just a willingness to treat the end of your day as something worth closing properly, instead of something you simply survive. If any of this is landing, that's worth paying attention to. Share it with someone who ends their days the way you used to: wired, scrolling, never quite done. And subscribe, because every week we go deeper into the quiet wisdom Japan has been living for centuries. You used to climb into bed still wired, still replaying your day. Now you know exactly how to let it go.